Hey, what's going on? So this is Dadpreneur Revolution, and I will share with you the super epic strategy. It's super simple, it's really fast, you can implement it today to create results. And this is a way of looking at challenges in business that no one does. A lot of people actually use this strategy, but very few people are aware of that they're using this strategy. So this is what the guys that create success and results are all using. So, and I will also share it's two secrets, and I will share why solving one secret actually can create a bigger problem, more pain, more frustration than solving both of them. So either you take charge of both or of none. Okay, is that a deal? And also we share with you a 6-step process how you can get results now, really now. It's super simple. So you know the idea was as above, so below. So it's in everything that we do in life and in business, there are ideas and there are actions. And we work with our heads and we work with our hands, and hopefully we work with our hearts also, right? So all the results are created from the tactics and the strategies that we use, and from the belief mindset and the thoughts that we have about ourselves and our goals and our business and our clients and all these kind of beliefs, right? So when always we want to create results, we need to look in both these sides. And most of the time, the external thing is very obvious. So for example, a copywriter that I've been coaching, he wanted to get more clients, obviously, right? And the problem he had said that he doesn't know who he should sell to, and therefore he didn't know how to market to. So it's like, great, he knows how to write these things, but who should sell to and how should he market to them? And so we spent 30 minutes and we nailed down his ideal persona and the niche, right? The niche market he was going to attack. And so he's just super excited to get all his ideas. Like, I can do this, and like when it's clear, it's like super easy to come up with ideas and new strategies, right? But then, like, stop. So, it's like, completely shifted the colors of his face, like from excitement to like completely blockages. And it's like, but am I good enough? Like, is it, can I don't know, am I good? Can I service? Can I help these guys? So we went through this process, and so the external process we went through was actually just a strategy to go through to end up in the internal process, and that was good enough to serve to help them, right? So if we would have reversed that and said, like, if he knew he was good enough, he would have come up with ideas who to target much earlier. But now we needed to handle the external belief to get the internal belief. So then we worked through that, and actually within 3 days he had tripled the amount of clients he had done, and he's running it. He had been running at that point his business for 9 months. So in 3 days he tripled the amount of clients he had. So that's the power of working with the internal and the external. So if you only had gone from that session with like the strategy, he would have come as like blocked really quickly. You started communicating or creating some kind of message and making some write some nice copy, but it would have blocked and nothing would have come out. So we needed to handle like, is it good enough, building up those beliefs around that. Yeah, makes sense? So basically what we're going to share is like, we need to focus on the external and the internal, right? And I will share with you the exact reasons how this plays out and how this is used in business in a very practical way. So what happens, so I said, if you only solve one of these and not the second, you will it's a bigger issue than you don't solve any one of them. So the truth is, if you only work on the practical, on the action part, then you will start self-sabotaging. Then your subconscious mind will start to create tricks and hindrance for yourself, so you will end up losing big time. So that's actually the most expensive thing you can do. So when we face both, we get results. So now we just went through the basics of the internal and the external. So whenever you have a challenge, you see the result tracking back to what is the internal. That's the process. So now I will share with you why businesses fail and not get enough clients, and the 6 steps to solve that. Yeah, you want to hear it? You ready? So the 6 steps and the reasons business don't get enough clients is because number one is very, very obvious. Clients do not know about them. Right? And if clients do know about them, the clients don't understand what they're doing. So that's the main 2 issues why businesses fail. People don't know about that you exist, and if they know that, okay, you exist, what are you doing? I don't get it, So that's the external, right? But what is the internal issue here? So the internal issue is fear of showing up and do what it takes to connect. So if we know the people that we want to connect to, it's easy, because then we can can bridge that by say, hey, I know you have an issue, I can help you solve it. It's very basic, very simple. But the issue of not showing up makes you disconnect, and people are not aware of you, and if they know you exist, like, what is he doing? I don't know. So what do we do to bridge this gap? You want to know? So it's confidence. Confidence is the thing that bridges gaps, and I will share with you a 6-part strategy. So confidence is something that we build it up, and we get it down, up and down, up and down. It's never constant, so we need to be present and work with our confidence all day, every day. And we have different confidences in different areas. So for example, if you work a lot with your health, you have a good confidence that you are healthy and that you make yourself healthy. And maybe it's with your kids, maybe you're very confident that you have a good relationship with your kids, but not with your wife, or you're very confident that your product you deliver in your business is great, but you're not confident in how you're going to sell it, so it doesn't get through anyway. So the 6 steps to create confidence in basically whatever you're doing is, first, number 1, do what you know most of the time. So do things that you know and that you're passionate about most of the time. It's really important, because otherwise it'll be proof on proof on proof that you suck, right? So you want to do things like you're really mastering, you're really, I'm epic, but now, yeah, I'm good, get positive feedback and reinforcement and so on. Number 2 is the opposite. Do things you don't know. So we want to do less of what we don't know, but we really need to do it, because when we do that, we see like, I can grow, I can become better. And when we're in that process, we can say that if I can learn this, I can learn that, and I'm unstoppable, right? And we also get to expand and become curious, and a lot of activities get started there. So number 3, surround yourself with great and supportive people. It's very obvious, like Jim Rohn says, you become the average of the 5 people you engage most with. I engage most with my kids, so I hope I will get younger and younger and fewer gray hairs, right? And number 4 is succeed. And this is really, I think, is a huge confidence builder, because a lot of people I talk to, they we not complete things. So by succeeding means completing. So when we go from a beginning, we have middle and we have an end. So without this end point, we just have this huge amount of open loops, and we get stuck and we get frustrated. But actually, if you chop it down, if you make it possible for you to succeed, so to go from a complex framework or long term, that I will manage my marketing, or I will get a new client, or I will launch this or that. That's complicated, it's a big task, but if you chunk it down so you can succeed multiple times per day. This is like an Olympic athlete going for the 100 meter run, and if that's his only goal, he only can succeed in best case every 4th year, and if it doesn't come first place, then it's another 4 years. This is a very high pressure. But instead, if every step can become a success, it's every first step, that was like the most powerful step I could possibly take, that's one success. Let's take number 2, number 3, number 4, and then we have this 80 steps to reach this 100 meter. Then we build up confidence really quickly. So make it possible for yourself to succeed, and what it comes down to is deliver. So whatever you have, measure it, be able to build up step by step, so you can measure it, and so you can succeed and deliver it. And the biggest enemy is overthinking, and that again comes down to the self-doubt. So don't overthink, but deliver, and when you deliver, you get feedback, so you can improve on that feedback. So really make sure to always deliver. If anyway you are showing up for the people you're trying to help, do that more often, and not to necessarily get the results for them, but to practice, to show up, get feedback, so you can become better. So that's the completion. And number 5, celebrate. So when you're done something, celebrate. No matter what you do, you have 2 parts. It's the process and it's the result. So celebrate the process is completed. I did this action. I did the best that I could. I spent an hour doing this, and the best I could. I'm awesome. That builds confidence. And then we have the result. I finally achieved this new milestone. Epic. Celebrate both. And number 6, do not put out fires. So many business owners, most men, most dads, are really challenging with this, because the world is kind of overwhelming. There's so many things going on, right? And it so many demands on you, the clients and the tax agency and the kids and the wife and everything around. So many things going on, and I mean, a lot of guys, they are trained to put out fires all the time, and it's the biggest issue to failure because it's non-creative, it's not connected, it's working out of stress response. So breathe. You do not create good work when you're putting out fires. So work with what matters to you. Because when you do that, everything becomes better and your confidence goes up. When we put out fires, there's not much to celebrate because we're just over another hurdle of not dying, actually not thriving, right? So usually we can actually just shift the focus from putting out fires. It's like, okay, if it's not a real fire, don't put it out. It's often not that urgent as we think. Okay, so that was the how to make sure that you get a lot of new clients, and the process of working both from the inside, as above so below, working from the inside, internal and external, how to handle every task, every challenge from both directions, and how to build confidence, the 6-step process. So make sure that business do fail because either they are not seen, people do not know about them, 2, people do not know what you're doing. So by building confidence and do that strategically, make it possible for you to win, you build confidence, so you will show up for your clients, that they will know what you're doing, and then results will show. And as an invitation, this is the Dadpreneur Revolution. I'm Mattias Fyrön. I'm coaching people to success, to getting new clients so they can spend more time with their families without any compromises in life. So we're running an epic Dadpreneur Facebook group, and I will send the link in the description. You can otherwise search Dadpreneur Profits for Family Time. That's how we're rolling. That's what we're doing. I hope to see you in the group and create results and build your confidence. Have an epic day. Ciao.